Hi, my name is Uchidee. This channel is all about fun art challenges. I hope through these challenges I can improve my art skills and share my journey with you. It's time for the One Color Challenge Part 4. I think it's Part 4. This time I will be coloring this fan art of Hanagaki Takemichi from Tokyo Revenegers. So far, for this anime season, it's my favorite, and before I get into talking about why, let's see what color we'll land on with the pencil dice. Red, finally, a color I like a lot. After landing on red, I realized I didn't have that much red supplies, even though it's one of my favorite colors. I was so happy, but disappointed at the same time. But let's take a look at what we'll be working with for this time. Here are my choices. First, we have Copic R08 Vermillion. Next, we have Copic R46 Strong Red. Then Graphite 5270 Cherry. And this time I'll be using two watercolors from Kuretake. The first one is red from their watercolor transparent set, which you can see here. And the second one is going to be the red color from their gem color set. Ooh, it's so shiny. And let's get started. Like last time, I'll be starting with the watercolors first. The first layer is just filling the space as a base, so let's talk about something more interesting. Like Japanese slang that those bad kids use, like the ones we see in this anime. The first thing I want to introduce is Shibakuzo. This basically means to beat up and is usually used by older guys to tell younger kids not to get cocky or they will be beaten up. Though I'm not a fan of violence and learned this word from the Japanese comedy world, where a specific Japanese comedian often uses it for when someone says something stupid. It's fun to hear if it's obviously not used for violent purposes, but it is a word that you might hear in Yakuza movies or the comedy world. To use it, you only have to say Shibakuzo, or to be cooler, Shibakuzo kora. But it should only be used for joking purposes. Please don't use it for its literal meaning. Though if you say this in Japan, I think everyone won't take it seriously, especially if you're not Japanese. Okay, back to the drawing, and the first layer is almost done. I'll go back in to add some shades for the watercolors. In case you're wondering what this ribbon type thing is that Takemichi is wearing, it's called a taski in Japanese. For those kids like the one we see in Tokyo Revengers, they will wear a taski when they want to fire themselves up and show their determination when they're about to do something important, like a huge fight between rival clans or something. Now, onto the second layer of coloring for the hair. I mixed the shiny watercolor and regular watercolors to get this color, which actually came out pretty cool. It didn't mix well, which ended up creating a kind of cool effect when painting. I'm not sure if it looks like watercolor, but I think it was my favorite part to do. Also, I'm using a detail brush that I purchased after working on the last one color piece because I was struggling with getting thinner lines with the other brush. I bought a Princeton Velvetouch brush, and though you probably can't see the difference since I'm not that good at painting, I can definitely tell the difference after just using it one time compared to the other brush. At least for the details, it made my life a whole 52 times easier. It's finally time to color in the skin, the part I was most afraid of doing. I diluted the red as much as I could to lighten it, and oh wow, the hair actually looks pretty cool from this angle. I'm surprised you can actually tell it's shiny in the video, which ended up creating a good contrast with the skin color. Though in the end, it was darker than I hoped for because I couldn't layer it or shade it well. So now I'll introduce the second slang word, which is Ikigaru or Ikiru for short. It basically means to be cocky or someone who is pretending to be a bad guy. To say don't be cocky, it's Ikitten ne yo. And with the combination of Shibakuzo, you can say
生きってんじゃねえよ、Shibakuzo.
Moving on to the lettering portion, I struggled. I was thinking of leaving this out, but it's a super important part of the young bad kid culture. They embroider the words or something like a poem they like and their clan name. In this case, I wrote TenjoTenge Yuiga Dokuson on his chest area, which means I'm the best of the best, for short. Finally, we get to the marker portion, which I felt like I was coloring in a fireman's uniform or something. I used both Copic markers here, which blended well, though I don't recommend mixed media paper if you're coloring this much of a large area. It's super streaky. The last process is the outline. I finally get to really show off my new detail brush. I outlined everything using the red watercolor and just a little bit of water. And rather than me explaining this outlining process, if you've stayed this long, it must mean you want to learn more about those young bad kids in Japan, right? Okay, I got you. You might wonder if you can see people with this type of outfit now, and I believe it's very rare. I lived in Kanagawa, Japan, which is close to Tokyo, for 3 years, and only saw something similar on TV. They say this outfit as a fashion was a trend in the 80s, but as time passed, they are gradually disappearing. I'm pretty sure there are still people who wear this type of outfit in some areas, but I doubt you'll see it if you just go visit for a short time. The only exception might be during a junior high graduation ceremony, where some kids might wear it for fun, but this would be the school uniform version. Ooh, the outline is almost done, so let's jump to the final piece. Here is the finished piece of my red one-color challenge of Hanagaki Takemichi from Tokyo Revenegers. I think it came out pretty cool, though it's a completely different color scheme than the original. This was the first time I used the brush and watercolor to outline, as well as shiny watercolors, so it was challenging, but I'm happy with the result. For once, I don't think I would change out any of the supplies, though I probably could have done better if I practiced more. For this video, I tried to talk about something outside of my artwork, but kind of related to it. I wanted to try something different, but let me know if you think it would be good to continue in my future videos. If you liked it or would like to suggest something for me to draw or talk about, leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and if you would like to see more like this, please be sure to like and subscribe. See you next time!